To install the Stage 1 audio kit on your RZR XP, follow these steps. Park the vehicle on a flat level surface. Ensure the vehicle is in park and remove the key. First, remove back passenger seat and disconnect the negative battery cable. Battery location depends on 2-seat or 4-seat vehicle. Refer to your owner's manual. Next, begin by removing the 2 hood screws and remove the hood by moving it rearward. Then, gently insert a pry tool under the rear seam of the front pocket fender and gently lift the pry tool upward to free the front pocket fender from the clips. Next, remove and keep the front pocket fenders. Continue by removing and keeping 4 of the outer hood fasteners. Then, remove the outer hood from the vehicle. Now, remove the rear pocket fenders. After this, remove and retain the 2 dashboard fasteners. Pull the panel rearward to remove. Next, remove the passenger handle by opening the lever and removing the retaining pin. Then remove the top retaining pin to remove the passenger handle. Continue to remove the bezel cover by pulling it outwards at each corner. After this, disconnect the instrument cluster. Next, remove and keep the ignition switch retaining nut. Then push the ignition switch through the bezel. Then disconnect the 12-volt port on the right-hand side if equipped. After this, remove and keep the 2 top bezel fasteners. Next, remove and keep the 2 lower bezel fasteners. After this, open the passenger storage compartment and remove and keep the 6 storage compartment fasteners. Both storage compartments can be removed with the upper dash by removing the front 2 fasteners. And remove the storage compartment. Open the driver's storage compartment and remove and keep the 6 storage compartment fasteners. And remove the storage compartment. Then carefully pull the bezel away from the dashboard. Reach behind the bezel and disconnect all remaining electrical connections. Label all wires when disconnecting from bezel for ease in reinstalling. Next, remove the 4 bolts on the passenger side door and set aside. Repeat on driver's side door. Then remove and keep the 5 fasteners from the front of the upper dashboard. After this, remove and keep the 2 fasteners from the driver's side dashboard. Now, remove and keep the 2 fasteners from the passenger side front dashboard. Then, remove the 2 upper dashboard fasteners from the vehicle. Then remove the upper dashboard panel from the vehicle and set aside. Next, open the glove box and remove the 3 fasteners. Now, remove the 2 fasteners from the front dashboard compartment. Then, disconnect the accessory power port on the left-hand side and the diagnostic port. Finally, carefully remove the dashboard from the vehicle. After removing the dashboard, put the audio harness in the vehicle. Then install the fuse relay to the chassis tube. Next, install the power connector to the Polaris pulse bar. After this, install audio harness to the vehicle with edge clips. Then, put the head unit connector between the support brackets and install to the right-hand bracket with push-pin clip. Continue by putting the speaker into the installed position with clamp installed around the chassis tube. Next, loosely install the clamp bracket to the passenger side speaker assembly with 2 fasteners. Repeat process on driver's side speaker. Make sure the speaker harness is not pinched between the speaker and vehicle. After this, install the speaker harness connector to the audio harness. Then install the bottom of the speaker with 1 fastener and torque until fully seated. Glove box can be removed for improved access. Next, tighten the clamp fasteners until fully seated. To install the antenna bracket to the dashboard support brackets with 2 screws. Torque to specification. After this, install ground ring to the chassis tube with screw. Then install the module and connector to chassis with attached push darts. Next, install the antenna connector to the audio harness. To install the badge on the driver and passenger side, use 2 push nuts. Then identify X on the bottom of the front dashboard and drill 1/4 inch hole in the center. Continue to the head unit and cut at the attachment points to remove the harness blank. Next, install 4 small U-nuts onto the head unit bracket. After this, install 1 large U-nut onto the bottom of the head unit bracket. Note orientation of the U-nut. Then, install the head unit bracket to the front dashboard compartment with 4 screws. Torque until fully seated. Next, install 1 screw through the drilled hole and into the U-nut. Torque screw until fully seated. Next, put the front dashboard back into the vehicle. If removed, reinstall glove box. Then, connect the charging port on the left-hand side. Continue by installing the front dashboard with 2 fasteners. Then, open the glove box and install 3 fasteners. Torque all dashboard fasteners to specification. Next, install the PMX head unit by pulling the head unit connector and antenna connector from the dashboard opening and install into the back of the head unit. Then, install the head unit to the bracket with 4 screws and torque until fully seated. Next, put the upper dashboard panel into the vehicle. Then, install the upper dashboard with 5 fasteners. After this, install the upper dashboard with 2 fasteners. Torque the 7 dashboard fasteners to specification. After this, install the front dashboard with 2 fasteners on the passenger side. Then install the 2 fasteners on the driver's side. Next, put the bezel near the dashboard. Reach behind the bezel and connect all electrical connections. Then install the 12-volt port on the right side if equipped. Then push the bezel into the dashboard so that the clips engage with the dashboard. Next, reinsert the diagnostic plug back into place. After this, install the bezel to the head unit bracket with 2 screws. Torque until fully seated. Next, install the ignition switch retaining nut. Torque nut until fully seated. Continue to install the bezel with 2 lower bezel fasteners. After this, install the bezel with 2 upper fasteners. Torque 4 bezel fasteners to specification. Then push the bezel cover into the dashboard panel at each corner, making sure each clip engages with the dashboard. Next, install the 6 storage compartment fasteners on the passenger side and torque until fully seated. If the storage compartment was initially removed with the dash, reinstall the front 2 fasteners. On driver's side, be sure to pull the USB grommet through storage compartment. Then, install the 6 storage compartment fasteners on the driver's side and torque until fully seated. Next, install the passenger handle with the top retaining pins. Side pin installs into top pin. After this, align the lever with the top retaining pin and install the side retaining pin. Continue to install the center dashboard panel with 2 retained fasteners and torque to specification. Then, put the outer hood on the vehicle in the installed position. Continue to install the outer hood fasteners with 4 retained fasteners. Torque to specification. Next, install the rear pocket fenders on the driver's side with push-pin rivets. Repeat on passenger side. After this, place the front pocket fender around the ROPS bar on the driver's side and into the outer hood slots. Gently push tab into clips until front pocket fender is secure. Repeat this process for the passenger side. Now reinstall the passenger door. Repeat process on driver's side. Then, install the center hood from the rear of the vehicle and tighten screws. Next, reconnect the negative cable to the battery. Torque to specification. Reinstall the seat by aligning the front tabs under the retainer bar and pressing down in the rear to engage the latch. Finally, power up your new Rockford Fosgate Stage 1 audio system and enjoy. For more information, see your authorized Polaris dealer or visit Polaris.com.